Ayo, Ben here, and welcome back to Grid. Well, not really welcome back to Grid, well, kind of. Anyway, this is my 13 subscriber special, and we're gonna jump right into qualifying. I'll talk about that later. Man, I decided to do an oval special for my Grid episode. Sorry. It's good. But yeah, we're in Indianapolis racing the oval because why not? And well, yeah. So hey, 13 subscriber special. Why 13? Number one, it's my lucky number. Number two, it's favorite number, and also it's a happy prime, and that's pretty much where all my subscriber specials are going to be. However, you're going to have to figure out the pattern that I'm going to be doing my subscriber specials in. So it's not just going to be every happy prime. You're going to figure out which happy prime it is. Anyway, I just screwed up this lap, but I've already got pulled by an entire second, so whatever, not really worth complaining about it. And I guess I can talk a little bit about oval racing, F1 season, all that stuff.
Hold the lead, nearly there.
This F1 season, let's talk about oval. The difference between oval and road course racing. Oval racing is about it's about pretty much raw power and speed. So if F1 racing on an oval, say Indianapolis, but let's go to Talladega. The F1 cars would be flat out through every corner, provided they had tires that could handle it. And that was actually kind of funny, not gonna lie. But F1 cars would also, my prediction for who would win that race, believe it or not, it wouldn't be Mercedes. Yes, Mercedes have great straight line speed, but they're not the fastest in a straight line. That honor actually goes to Williams, but whatever. And overtaking on an oval is much different than, say, overtaking on a road course. You do not want, yes, you want to drive, but you don't want to take the optimal line through a corner, so to speak. The optimal line through a corner is whichever one is going to get through it fastest and with minimal lifting. So you want to be flat through as much of the circuit as possible. So sometimes you'll hear people talking about oval racing in a few different ways. You'll often hear about there be people talking about two lines, and since this is just fun, I just restart whenever I feel like I just significantly screwed up. But oval racing, you'll hear about two, maybe three lines. A low line and a high line. Sometimes there will be a middle line, and pretty much the high line is longer through a corner. It takes much longer to get through a corner, but you go much faster. Sometimes that line is faster overall. And there's my cat. The low line might be fastest, and boom! Well, there goes my race now. It just depends on where it is, what time it's racing, and stuff like that. As for this F1 season has been really, really fun to watch. Not gonna lie. Canada was amazing. We got to see a great wheel-to-wheel battle between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, and unfortunately that got killed because of mechanical issues. The most recent incident, Spa, of course, was annoying. But speaking of the most recent incident, Spa, I think I'm going to try and do the best I can to analyze it. So, coming down to Camel Straight, Nico Rosberg went to the outside because Lewis was taking a defensive line into the cones. And Nico tried to overtake on the outside. Now, he did not get far enough to the outside to overtake Lewis. So Nico had the responsibility really back down, or he was going to cause a collision or ruin his own race. One of the two would have happened. He chose not to back down, and he ruined both his race and Lewis's. Matter of fact, he forced Lewis to take a DNF. Now, a lot of people are saying that it was a racing incident, and they do have a point in that it was one of those incidents that they actually don't really have much of a point, especially when you consider afterwards. Mercedes team bosses said that Lewis Hamilton's comments on Twitter were more than correct. Not really more than correct, but they were accurate in saying that Lewis said that Nico chose not to avoid the collision to make a point. Essentially, that, and this is probably coming from my family, where inaction is the same as purposeful action. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you that my qualifying in this one. So, choosing not to avoid the collision was the same as causing the collision purposefully. And I mean, this is coming up shades of, what you call it, the Senna-Prost rivalry. Now, another point about this battle was that and I think the FIA needs to come up with a clear definition of a racing incident, and I have one that I use, and I'll give an example. Well, here's what I think a racing incident is: an incident in which there is no malicious intent, no clear malicious intent. Pretty much where the possibility of you know what malicious intent is, so I'm not really going to bother with that. Then you also have to deal with no fault has to be hard to determine or even impossible to determine fully. damn, this video is wrapping up way too quickly. And the last one is pretty much, whoops, screwed up there. I forgot what the last point is, but, oh yeah, it's what would normally occur from normal racing with position. If you look at this crash, sure there's no malicious intent, but the other two were certainly missing. So I would describe fault to Rosberg. Anyway, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for supporting my channel. Y'all are awesome. Anyway, have a nice day, and really, peace. Talk to you next time. Have a video up later on this week.